All right, today we are at TKO Fitness. Bob Maloney from My MMA News. I'm up with my man Ryan Kim Cafaro.
How you doing, Bob?
Ryan, listen, Ryan has quickly become a world-class trainer. I mean, I go back to his amateur days of fighting in LA boxing. I've gotten to be around him and follow a lot of his career. Now Ryan is like traveling across the country. Ryan, before we talk about your upcoming Muay Thai fight, give me a little history of like the last month or two, because you have been on the move, working with some serious, recently you've been working with a lot of crazy, great athletes. Tell me what you've been doing the last month or two, because I know you've been on the move.
Yeah. So while I was in Brooklyn for Paul Felder's fight against Ali Quinta, which failed to materialize because of issues with Max Holloway's weight. He ended up fighting. Quinta ended up fighting Khabib instead, so I was helping Paul cut weight there. And while I was there, through Jafari, who is Cowboy Cerrone's wrestling coach, I met Ray Borg, and I got the whole pads for Ray Borg to help him lose a little weight. And then he really liked my style, and then wanted to fly me out for his last fight. And unfortunately, he's been dealing with a lot of issues with his son's hydrocephalus, on top of the fact that it's been causing health problems for himself. So that fight failed to materialize. But Ray, brought me out to the West Coast, the Midwest, to go train at in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at Greg Jackson's and the Cowboys Ranch, to do some of the, see like the mecca of MMA essentially. And I got to, work with some of the best fighters in the world. Got the whole pads for Cowboy. Got to train Joe Schilling. The list goes on, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do all the things that I've always wanted to do, and live the life that I want to live on my own terms.
Who's some of the guys that you've learned from around here? Because I know that guys search you out when it comes to hitting pads and for advice, cutting weight. You're like one of the main guys that people look for. Who has taught you in the area? Who has taught you? Who have you like absorbed things from?
So I mean, for most things involving nutrition, peaking for camps, tapering off training appropriately, my strength and conditioning coach Rich Pollard, he's been with me since 2010. I think I hurt my back in 2009 or 2010 when I was, a 1-1 amateur. And then I've been working with Rich Pollard ever since. And I think since then I've only had one camp where I didn't work with Rich. But aside from that, he taught me how to weight cut properly, how to rehydrate properly, how to change my training where I do less volume, more intensity as I get closer to a fight. In terms of, the people that I train with around here, Pat Sabatini, Paul Felder, Jonathan Webb, Marlon Moraes, Frankie Edgar, Eddie Alvarez, some of my main staples, like my real close group of guys that I train with on a regular basis, Eugene Aubrey, Miles Lee, a lot of the guys over at Royal, my Muay Thai coach in Cherry Hill, Wasim Saad, my boxing coach, Rasheem Jefferson, who works with, Tevin Farmer. So, I mean, I could sit here for another 5 minutes and just keep rambling on names, but those are the guys that are off the top of my head. So, well,
listen, you've been successful in MMA. I think you have like a 6-3 record, but recently it seems like you're leaning a little bit more towards Muay Thai. Now you have a Muay Thai fight coming up. What went into your thought process to take a Muay Thai fight? Because obviously there's so many promotions going on right now with mixed martial arts and even more Muay Thai. What was the decision factor for you to take a Muay Thai fight over a mixed martial arts fight?
I was getting tired of getting taken down. When it comes to, if you look at my losses in my pro career to Scott Heckman, Jacob Bond, and then even my pro debut to Dan Matella, I lost all those fights on the ground, getting taken down. And I don't know. I guess the last one against Scott, I was well prepared. He took me down a lot. I got up a lot, but it was just a little. I was a little, it left a bad taste in my mouth in the sense that like I was very frustrated. So I just figured maybe I'll take a little bit of time to really polish my striking before I return back to MMA. And I just wanted to see, if I can really strike, because, I've never fought in a ring before this year. I had always fought in a cage, in MMA. I had never had a stand-up fight. It had always been MMA and me throwing against guys who were trying to take me down. That's been the story of my career. You look at everyone I fight. I punch, I kick, they shoot. And I either catch them with a guillotine, or I knock them out on the feet, or I lose a decision. So that's kind of been where I have been in my career, so I thought it would be a good idea to just switch it up to a place where you're not allowed to take me down.
Sounds good. Now listen, your fight is coming up this week. Give us some details about that. He's fighting in Madison Square Garden, which is the Mecca. You know what I mean? So that's got to be exciting that you're going to Madison Square Garden. Give us some details who you're fighting, your promotion. Let us know.
The promotion is called Triumph Combat, and they're a very renowned East Coast-based Muay Thai promotion. I believe I'm the featured bout, or like the co-main event, against a Muay Thai fighter from New York named Ethan Geffen. I think he's got over 20 Thai fights in terms of amateur and Class A Muay Thai fights. I only have one Class A Muay Thai fight, but I have 19 MMA fights between amateur and pro. And if you as a Muay Thai fighter expect to just swing on me because I'm an MMA fighter, and a lot of MMA fighters have garbage striking, best watch my tape and realize that I'm not your average MMA fighter when it comes to just molly-whopping punches. So I have a very strong technical skill set when it comes to striking, and I'm going to show that and show my experience and my my world-class skills against Ethan.
Who's traveling up to work your corner right here?
I believe Aaron Meisner, Wasim, my Muay Thai coach here. And I believe Matt Mikowski. So I've got a pretty strong staple of, and if you know who those guys are, they all kick really, really hard. So if you think I'm coming to this thing just to, bolo a bunch of hooks, you got another thing coming.
All right, my man. Well, listen, Ryan Cafaro is going to be kicking some ass. I know he's going to come home with a victory. Give some shout-outs, some love to who's going to be coming up cheering for you, or who's helped you get ready for this fight.
Just all my friends and family, everyone that supports me, all my training partners, especially my main sparring partner, Angelo Lichetto. And then, day after my fight, good luck to Caitlin Chukagian. Kick some butt, because she's fighting in the UFC.
Well, one more thing. You got anything to say to Eric Kowal about that? That glamorous picture of you eating a hot dog or a pizza at the last event there?
My MMA News may forget about my fights, but I don't forget when you guys diss me.
We're always here for Ryan. My MMA News. Check him out.
Best in the business.
Thank you.